chaos was rampant in China's westernmost region. Violent attacks were targeting civilians of all ethnic groups. Explosions were frequent in almost all parts of the Uyghur Autonomous Region. Xinjiang became a battlefield in China's fight against terrorism. According to incomplete statistics, thousands of terror attacks were launched in Xinjiang from 1990 to 2016. This program tries to get to the root cause. To bring out the truth behind the deaths and sorrow. To remember the victims and survivors, and to provide a reference to the current situation in China's westernmost region. April 30th, 2014, at Wuji South Railway Station. A knife attack and a suicide bombing. 3 people died and 79 were wounded. Among the seriously wounded was Imam Niaz. This selfie video shows Rashid making explosive devices before the attacks. He was the main suspect. Rashid learned to make IEDs from an online video produced by the East Turkestan Islamic Movement, or the ETIM. The foreign friend Rashid mentions is Ismail Yusuf, a member of the ETIM. Ismail Yusuf introduced him to 2 associates to carry out the suicide bombing. Both of the men died.
Ismail Yusuf 是境外恐怖组织的东运营的成员，他在境外直接指挥，将内呢由Rashid等人直接参与并制造此案。
According to the police, Ismail Yusuf was the black hand of the April 30th attacks. He used religion to recruit members, taking spiritual control over them. He then asked them to carry out violence while he hid outside the country. China's police say the April 30th attacks were typical in Xinjiang. They have listed the steps. Terrorism is incited from outside the country. It is spread online, and it is picked up locally. Police say the timing of the April 30th attacks has political motives. Rashid expressed neither regret nor remorse. The April 30th attacks in Urumqi have great similarity with the March 22nd terrorist bombing in Brussels in 2016, where coordinated suicide bombings occurred at transport hubs, killing over 30 people. ISIL claimed responsibility. Experts say terrorists are learning from each other. Inspiration for terrorism was easy to find in Xinjiang. In 2012, a bomb plot on a flight from southern Xinjiang's Holtan to Urumqi was crushed. ETIM extremists attempted to ignite explosives on the plane, like the 9/11 terrorist attacks on the United States in 2001. Crew and passengers eventually managed to gain control of 6 terrorists.
第一时间反应的是， 反正要那个啥，如果是我去到那边去把他们制住，我们还有那个啥，我还有那些其他人，飞机上的其他人有生还的那个啥机会。如果说坐在这儿的话，是肯定是出事的，那是肯定的。
China blames the ETIM for outbreaks of violence in Xinjiang. It has listed the ETIM as the most direct security threat to its sovereignty and unity.
我们一直说过，东突势力对中国的安全构成严重威胁，我们愿与国际社会一道努力，共同打击东突分裂和恐怖势力。
Some Western media have challenged China, saying Beijing exaggerates the threat from the ETIM. The Chinese government has rejected these allegations by releasing more evidence. The Xinjiang Uyghur Autonomous Region is a vast, sparsely populated area that shares borders with 8 countries in Asia, including Afghanistan and Pakistan. The East Turkestan Islamic movement was reportedly founded by Hassan Maksu, a man from Xinjiang's Kashgar in 1997. The roots go back to the end of the 19th century. Pan-Turkism and Pan-Islamism thoughts were introduced into Xinjiang. Separatist forces politicized this term to create an independent state, the so-called East Turkestan, to split it from China. Since its establishment, the ETIM has maintained close ties with international terrorist organizations like Al-Qaeda. In 2002, the UN Security Council designated the ETIM as a terrorist organization. Bank accounts of members were frozen, assets were seized. In December 2003, China's Ministry of Public Security outlawed the ETIM. It was the first time the government formally recognized that a terrorist group was operating inside the country. Hassan Maksu was killed by Pakistani troops in the same year. But the terrorist activities have continued. Throughout the years, the ETIM has taken credit for a series of attacks in several Chinese cities. These include the 2013 Tiananmen Square car bombing and the 2014 slashing and hacking at the Kunming railway station in southwest China. Chinese police say these are not isolated incidents. Before the Tiananmen attack, the terrorist group pledged an extremist campaign on a barren hill on the outskirts of Urumqi. And soon after the Tiananmen attack, a radical Islamist group claimed responsibility and warned of future attacks in the Chinese capital.
Beijing Tiananmen meydanida mashina fidoilik amaliyoti olib berishga muvaffaq bo'ldi. Allohning izni bilan bu jihodiy amaliyot tirisiga sig'mayotgan takabbur Xitoy hokimiyatini qattiq vahimaga soldi.
Chinese police have found evidence that the ETIM has received significant support from Al-Qaeda and previously from Osama bin Laden. It has sent its members to Al-Qaeda training camps. Upon completion of training, some of the members have returned to China to conduct terrorist acts. In 2013, Akbar went to Syria for the so-called jihad and received 3 months of training. He learned how to make explosive devices. He was then sent back to Xinjiang.
Kural etiş, kural yasaş ve kuralını kuraştırış. Askerliğin kılvatqını asasen bazı yerler okşap gidiyor. Aşında neslerin ügününü. Ügünü boğandan keyin Maksim urullaştırıp ya Mertim Neziret urullaştırıp sen Xinjiang'ı çirep başkalarını çıkarmağallağı üget.
The ETIM is part of an international terrorist system which threatens not only China. In 2011, a large number of its members went to Syria to fight. There is no clear report on the real number. The anti-terrorist experts say some 4,000 to 5,000 are in Afghanistan, Syria, and Turkey. But there are differences among them. Over the years, the ETIM has expanded its presence on the internet, posting videos calling for extremist campaigns in Xinjiang. The Chinese police have confiscated from ETIM members a large number of guns of various types, anti-tank grenades, and a large amount of knives, explosive devices, and raw materials and equipment for making explosives. This video shows the haul from a war cargo truck at the Yining Kyrgyz port in 1998, military armaments, thousands of bullets, and more than 300 explosive devices. Police followed leads to the terrorist hideout. Special Task Force Officer Long Fei was only 29. He was shot and killed when he took the lead in the raid. The policeman kneeling in this footage in front of Long Fei's grave is Kong Yongqiang. Kong was later killed during the search for the remaining gang members. China has deployed special task forces to crack down on what it calls the three evil forces, namely extremism, separatism, and terrorism. Chinese police have identified Xinjiang as a key battlefield. This is Jingyesh Chaksu, the highest peak in the Tian Shan Mountains. In Uyghur, it is called Tamura, which means Iron Peak. Here, the special task forces of the Chinese Armed Police are undergoing anti-terrorism training. Over the years, this border area of Aksu Prefecture in the Xinjiang Uyghur Autonomous Region has been the scene of the war against terrorism.
就20几名暴恐分子，却整整耗费了我们56天的时间。
In 2015, an armed gang attacked a coal mine in Baicheng County in Aksu. They killed 16 people, including 3 policemen, and wounded 18. This picture from the mine monitor shows the brutal killing. Wang Gang's unit was sent to catch the terrorists.
Jihad qilmaymiz, jihad qilib o'lib ketsak, jannat kirmaymiz degan. Shu vaqtda meni qo'lim qilishni berib, birimizning qo'liga birdan qilishmadi. Chopsan, o'ltirsak, jannat kirmaymiz, shahid bo'lmaymiz, o'lib ketsak dedi. Degandan keyin men o'z qo'lim bilan birni oldim, kirib qoshiqni shuni o'ltirdim.
Turhong was the only gang member to surrender. All the others were killed in the police manhunt. His grandfather, Mullah Turdi Niaz, turned him in. The 74-year-old told us at that moment there was no other option.
Kendim mağdım Turgun'u oturgu sulap, aqsın haydap mağdım men. Gıcıp nöpertim bile. Eğer ya kaçma öbüdep kalsa, azula uray paçakınca kotay diye yakegen.
Mullah Turdi says his grandson is responsible for his crime. He also says Turhong had been brainwashed by extremist ideology, mainly from others with close links with the East Turkestan Islamic movement. Now based outside Xinjiang, the ETIM is seen as a terrorist and separatist organization throughout the world. It aims to create an independent caliphate in Xinjiang.
对于中国来说，这些恐怖分子就是要把1/6的国土分裂出去，从中国分裂出去，这是新疆问题的实质。
是在新疆，我认为，虽然我们说是三股势力，但是核心的问题啊，仍然是分裂这个问题。分裂问题也是新疆问题的核心。
Clear evidence shows the ETIM has close links with the international terrorist organizations. ETIM military organizer Mutalib Qasim once talked about the meeting between ETIM leader Hassan Maksoum and Osama bin Laden.
dedi. Diyen ki Bin Laden'e lagara bağlı. Asa Bin Laden bakin lagara.
Terrorism has destroyed so many lives and so much else. Beijing blames the bloodshed on Islamist militants and separatists and has taken a hard line on counter-terrorism. The routine training for Wang Gang's unit on Timur is part of the big picture. A series of exercises is being conducted in Xinjiang, including some of the largest ever staged in the region by the Chinese military. The government wants to prevent terrorism at the grassroots. What worries the government is the terrorist strategy. The ETIM is playing the religious and ethnic cards to incite hatred and division. Experts say one example is twisting the teachings of the Quran. The ETIM members say the jihad martyrs will go to paradise and heretics will be eradicated.
Üzerine İslam'a nispet beriyotgan bazı bir Müslüman devletlere bu üzerinin atrafındaki bir türküm alimlerin o'ttirg'i chiqarib, şolni ishlab fidoyilik amaliyatining haromlik fatvo berislar. Shu orqali izlayotgan bir amaliyat bo'lib qoldi. Biz mana bunday kishilarning ixtilobini, buningda joiz emas deb bergan fatvosini e'tiborga olmaymiz. Bu bo'lsa-mu, bizning bugungi kunimizda uchrayotgan, masalan, bir mashina tayyorlab, buningga moddani besadi, bir kishi o'ltiradi, berib shu o'zining qo'li bilan kunibkini bosadi, yana dushmanlardan manchini o'ltirib, o'zi ham shehid bo'lib ketib qoladi. Yoki tayyorlangan kiyimni, jiletkini kiydi, bosadi, kofirlarning qataq kirib turib, kofirni o'ltiradi.
Albatta bizning vaqtki maqsadimiz o'lib ketish, o'lib ketsak jannat ko'ramiz deb o'ylab qilgan ish faoliyatlar uchun hammasi. So'ng gumonchi kisak edi, gumonchi qurol va qurolli qism bog'liq uchun hujum qilgandan keyin bizni o'q chiqarib cho'qin biz shu yerda o'lib ketamiz, o'lib ketsak shehid bo'lamiz deb degan ko'z qarash bilan shu yerga hujum qilishni planlab shu ishga.
Ahmed was the chief planner of the assassination of Imam Abdurrahim Kaziham in Turpan in 2013. He had brainwashed several young people in the city to carry out the murder. Police found more than 500 G of violent ETIM audio and video files on his computer.
Yeteklash o'rniga o'tgandan keyin ular mudaq desa bilim yo'q, shunga hadab mana shu maslashida gapim amal yo'q, to'sishga nimasi yo'q.
The role of the internet continues to grow. The rapid development of online and mobile phone technologies puts a severe strain on counter-terrorism efforts.
我们可以说呢，暴恐音视频呢，往往是催化青少年走上了暴恐不归路的最后1公里的催化剂。特别是我们说呢，反恐不仅仅是一个呢军事打击的问题、清剿的问题，更重要的呢是要解决呢极端思想对青少年的影响的问题。
Police found the ETIM has produced a large number of online terrorism videos which cost little and spread quickly. There are lessons on bomb making and training manuals for terrorist attacks. Police say the videos have been part of almost every terrorist attack. Mullah Hong once served as a cook for the leaders of the ETIM. After losing a leg in the extremist campaign, Mullah Hong was assigned to the propaganda office. He says he spent 6 months assisting those producing audio and video materials.
Adette bu yalgan bu. Nasıl çağda? Bu yalgan ilki. Kişiler işte keydirip, bazarda situağın oldu harbi kiyimlerince. Şu kiyimini keydirip, şu 20-30 saatini çıkıp, şu fakat görünüş için aldı onda filmler. Ameliyatı normal onda askeri güç, onda nesler yok.
Mullah Hong says the videos are for recruitment. Analysis of online materials shows substantial similarities between the ETIM and other radical terrorist groups like Al-Qaeda. These images were shot in the Gobi Desert in the northwest of the country. Put the two videos side by side, and the similarities are obvious. The ETIM's agenda have also included women and children. Numerous sources have shown training children for violent attacks. Throughout the 5-minute video, the word sacrifice is repeated many times.
Allah başka ilim verilmese, ahlak verilmese, bu nasıl bu balla şu xil muhitda şu gaplarni, sert gaplar bilan cho'ng bo'lsa, şu badqiliqlar bilan cho'ng bo'lsa, bu kelgusida sen bu aql ishlatmaydigan bir mashinadan bo'ldingki, sen buni nima qildingsan, u qiladi.
In this 2010 video, the ETIM trains children to blow up a model Chinese police car. This selfie video is from ETIM member Rosala Hong. Eventually, his son complies. The child in the video are Rosala Hong's. The boy who pulled the trigger was only 6 at the time.
Can ketib qolsa, u yerga ketib qolsa, uyda bular qoladi endi. Ko'cha panjara isig'liq turdi. Yetishni hukmimiz bo'lmaydi endi shu ümidimiz bor.
China is concerned by the spread of ETIM online videos. It is calling for the international community to work together to halt the spread. Towards the end of 2013, the UN Security Council unanimously adopted a resolution calling on members to take specific measures to counter internet terrorism. History shows a recurring thread of separatism. Twice in modern China, separatists have established a so-called Islamic State in Xinjiang.
以宗教极端主义为旗帜，以这个民族分裂 为目的，以暴恐为手段他要这个将新疆永远从中国分裂出去。
Terrorism in Xinjiang has drawn great attention in the international community. And the ETIM is at the top of China's most wanted list of terrorist organizations. For some 2 decades, the region has been under the shadow of terrorism. Experts warn any simplistic answer could create more misconception.
针对中国的恐怖袭击事件，也包括针对西方国家的恐怖袭击事件，恐怖分子都试图呢，要将这种恐怖袭击事件呢上升成呢是宗教之间的冲突、文明之间的冲突，或者说呢是民族之间的冲突。那么我们看到呢，现在西方呢恰恰是顺应了恐怖组织、恐怖分子的这一种意图在发展。所以这样一来，你就可以知道为什么恐怖主义始终很难得到根本性的遏制的最主要的因素。
Western media reports that tensions are caused by economic and cultural factors. Many focus on ethnic clashes and religious issues, but rarely look from the historical point of view. Most of the attackers are influenced by extremism and are trained outside Xinjiang, and how they easily become radicalized is a big issue.
境外的东突恐怖分子组织呢依然存在，那么呢，它继续呢在不断的向境内渗透的这种动作呢也依然不断。所以只要呢在境外，或者说呢，包括我们前面提到的国际恐怖势力活动依然猖獗的情况下，那么我们呢，国内面临的这种恐怖威胁的压力呢，就很难呢，彻底的减轻。
一个治标，也就是我们用各种手段吧，我们能够用的手段，要控制恐怖犯罪，遏制恐怖犯罪，不能让它得势，对吧？这个我们现在做到了。另外一个呢，就是治本的，就是从意识形态方面来肃清这个恐怖主义。这个工作呢，实际上还是一个比较长期的。
Long-term stability is the daunting task for the government in tackling security challenges in its process of social change. It will also be a challenge to strike a balance between preserving ethnic identity and promoting national unity. Although the government says no terrorism incidents have occurred over the past 3 years, the Black Hand of the ETIM will remain active in Xinjiang for a long time.